From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We had some very breezy conditions across the area to start off the work week. Winds gusted as high as 38 miles per hour in Ann Arbor, 39 in Jackson, and 36 our peak wind speed thus far here in the city of Lansing. Even though it was breezy, those winds did bring some warmer temperatures into the area, and we're still feeling incredibly spring-like this evening with temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. We're at 45 in Lansing and Charlotte, dropping down to 44 degrees in St. John's and Marshall. Even though satellite and radar shows us dry and partly cloudy across the area right now, notice off to our west, we're already starting to see a couple of light sprinkles gather. That chance for rain will be moving into mid-Michigan as we go throughout the overnight hours. Temperatures will be falling down into the mid-30s with a few lingering sprinkles in the forecast as we start off our Tuesday. But not to worry, we have more spring-like temperatures and spring-like conditions in our forecast for the rest of the week. 6 News at 6 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 6.
City leaders say they're fed up with the ongoing violence at a Lansing gentlemen's club and are taking action to stop it. It's our top story at 6. Thank you for joining us. I'm Siobhan Klepfer. Sherry has the night off. Leaders in Lansing say Centerfolds, an adult entertainment club in South Lansing, has a long history of issues, and now they are looking to revoke the business's cabaret license. Taryn Simmons spoke to a city council member on how they're taking matters into their own hands. Taryn?
Siobhan, the city council president says the city attorney has already started the process and says this is the first time they've ever tried to revoke Centerfolds' license.
Centerfolds has had a litany of issues over the last 20 years.
City Councilman Ryan Cost says the act to revoke the Gentlemen's Club license comes after a recent incident.
I think the shooting and the murder was a big red flag for the city.
Last Sunday, 45-year-old Christopher Bonilla Sr. was shot and killed inside the club. Then in 2016, 2 people were shot. And in 2013, a 21-year-old man was shot and killed as well, leaving what Cost calls a pattern of violence. He also says the city attorney is collecting information, then city leaders will schedule a hearing, and the city council will vote.
We just received the city attorney from the police chief, all of the service calls that have been made to that location.
Cost says they're putting the residents of Lansing first to ensure something like this won't happen again.
When something like this happens, we take it seriously. We take the safety of folks in the neighborhood seriously.
Lansing Police Department say they do not get called there frequently, but when they do respond, officers are made aware of crimes that are happening that are going unreported. We called and left a message with the folks at Centerfolds, but they haven't called back. And we went there earlier today, but the owner wasn't there. Siobhan, back to you.
All right, Taryn, thank you. Michigan State University just marked the 2nd anniversary of the deadly mass shooting on its campus, and now it wants your feedback on proposals for a memorial to remember the victims. The university has posted mock-ups on a special website of the 3 finalist designs: a large pool, a series of 3 trees, and 3 stone blocks to honor the 3 students killed in the shooting. The public is invited to review them and submit their feedback in a survey. We have a link to the website posted in the Scene on 6 section of our website, WLNS.com, so you can participate. The survey will run through March 31st. Eaton County's financial troubles are popping up again, this time at the governmental complex. Zach Priest has been keeping an eye on this story today. He's here for you now with more. Zach?
Back in election season, a couple of millages that would have led to higher taxes in Eaton County, well, they did not pass, and officials warned us then that this would lead to more cuts within the county, and that prediction is coming true. Now, the Sheriff's Department has already cut back on patrols due to budget issues. Now they will be cutting back on office hours as well. Administrative offices will be open to the public from 8:30 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and will be closed entirely on Fridays. The affected offices include the county clerk, the county treasurer, Veterans Services, and Housing, and the changes will go into effect on March 17th. Eaton County urges people to reach out to the offices directly regarding their capacity to schedule appointments. The new schedule will also include a lunch break for all employees from noon until 1 p.m. County officials say changes were necessary to hold onto employees.
Staff has been short-staffed throughout many offices in general for several years now, and it's just not sustainable. So the board took action to try and relieve that stress and hopefully retain employees that are here by doing that.
And despite these changes, Eaton County workers, they will continue to work regular 40-hour work weeks, but will now be unavailable to the public on one of those days.
All right, Zach, thank you. Attorney General Dana Nessel is part of a coalition of almost 24 state AGs filing a lawsuit to protect the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The CFPB is a watchdog agency meant to protect people from predatory or deceptive business practices in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis. Since taking office, President Donald Trump has fired the head of the bureau. Hundreds of people were fired. The building's doors have been locked and basically all work has ceased. Defenders of the Bureau, including Nessel, say it's necessary to protect people from getting scammed. Detractors say the CFPB is redundant to other consumer protections. Well, last week we reported that the state of Michigan had achieved an all-time record high graduation rate for high schoolers of more than 82%. Today, the Lansing School District released its numbers for last year, and they're even better. High schools in Lansing now have a graduation rate of more than 88%. Superintendent Ben Schuldiner says that's an increase of more than a quarter in just the past 3 years, far outpacing his goal of hitting 85% in 5 years. He credits the hard work of district staff as well as the tutoring and mentoring programs available to students. It has been 3 years to the day since Russia invaded eastern Ukraine after illegally annexing the Crimean Peninsula in 2014. A local group is marking the anniversary of the invasion with an art exhibit in East Lansing. It's called Resistance: Ukrainian Art of Freedom. The exhibit includes 9 Ukrainian artists with works exploring the themes of violence, trauma, and how the country has changed over the past 11 years due to Russian aggression. The exhibit will be at the Scene Metro Space in downtown East Lansing through March 21st, and there's an opening night reception tonight. It started at 5 and runs through 7 o'clock. And stay with 6 News. We have been following the invasion of Ukraine since the beginning, and we will continue to keep you updated with the latest here on air, online at WLNS.com, and through the 6 News app. The Kiwanis Club of East Lansing presented local police departments with special gifts to help children cope in the wake of trauma. Now here is a live look at the Coral Gables restaurant, where the club is presenting more than 120 bravery bags to the East Lansing Police Department and the MSU Police and Public Safety. Those bags include comforting items like plush toys and children's books that police officers can give to children in traumatic situations. The presentation event will continue until 8 o'clock.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
It was a gorgeous weekend across mid-Michigan. Hopefully you were able to go outside and find some time to actually enjoy the snow that we had picked up over the course of the past several weeks, because we have already seen a considerable amount of melting across the area today. And when you look at our temperatures, well, it's simply no wonder why. We made it up to a high of 50 degrees in Charlotte, 51 the high temperature on this Monday over in Owasso, and 48 in Lansing, Mason, Jackson, and Hillsdale. So needless to say, we got a brief taste of spring this week. We are going to continue to be very spring-like with our overall temperatures as we go throughout the rest of the week, with highs staying well above average in the mid to low 40s. Unfortunately, these warmer temperatures aren't going to stick around for long. Notice we do really cool things down for the weekend, returning back below freezing for Sunday, but not to worry, we have 3 more days with high temperatures in the 40s as we move into the following work week. Outside right now, we still have some filtered sunshine across the area. Cloud cover will continue to increase as we go throughout the next few hours, helping our temperatures to stay really mild as we go throughout the overnight hours tonight. Currently, we are sitting in the mid to low 40s. We're at 45 degrees in Lansing and Jackson, 44 our current temperature in Marshall and St. John's, already falling down into the low 40s off to our northwest over in Ionia. Again, satellite and radar shows dry and partly cloudy conditions across the area this evening, but we do have a low pressure system beginning to develop to our west. This system overall going to be fairly fairly weak, and it is incredibly fast moving too. It will bring us a quick round of rain as we go throughout the overnight hours. This first round really going to be shortly after midnight for those right along the state line, and then a better chance for some sprinkles as we move into early Tuesday morning. By the time we hit 9-10 o'clock, we will dry things out, and we'll be left with mostly cloudy conditions for a good portion of the day. A very similar situation on Wednesday as a second system moves in. I do think, given our temperatures by the time we hit 11 o'clock to noon on Wednesday, this is going to be a mostly rain event for our area, and we're not going to be picking up much in the way of precipitation at all. For areas along and north of I-96, notice a trace amount, possibly as much as 1/4 inch of precipitation by the time we wrap up the day on Wednesday. Notice Precision Cast rain does have some slightly higher totals in Jackson, and then off to the southeastern portion of the state as well. In terms of temperatures for tonight, again, we're cooling things down into the mid-30s, still well above average for our overnight lows this time of year as these sprinkles begin to make their way through. We dry things out on Tuesday, mostly cloudy conditions in the forecast to go along with another high temperature in the mid to upper 40s. Low 40s moving in for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We dry things out for the weekend, a little bit more in the way of sunshine on Sunday, but again, that high in the low 30s, overnight lows in the mid-teens. A few additional chances for precipitation next week, but still, we have several more days with highs in the 40s in case you couldn't make it outside today.
Oh, which is great news. I do feel like, though, this is the fake spring that always hits us this time of the year, and then it's back to like winter reality before we warm back up.
Yeah, so hopefully we can do a quick round of full spring and then brief transition over into winter.
All right, thank you.